Hello everybody, this is my first YouTube review of any particular product, and I guess I'm going to be ambitious and start off with reviewing 4 of them at the same time. This is going to be a 2-part review. We're going to review 2 knives at this time, and then the next review is going to have 2 of them. First off, I wanted to establish that I made this review because a lot of people in terms of Balisong knives, it's kind of hard to really justify spending a lot of money on a good knife. I know when I got started in this business, in August of this year when I first got this one, I heard about knives that cost, $150, $225, and I thought, holy shit, that's a lot of money, especially for a knife that I can get on Amazon for like 20 bucks. It theoretically does the same thing. So I'm going to break down on a practical level what each of these knives represent in terms of quality and build, and why you should endeavor to start off with as high and quality of a knife as you can afford. Not making any, any particular recommendations or anything, but if it's possible, you want to start off with the most expensive knife you can afford, because if you start off with something like this, which is what I started off with this year, you're probably going to be in a situation where you'll be able to flip this maybe a few times, and then you'll have to put it down or it'll break. So starting off with this one, this is what most people who start off in Balisong start with. It's a rust-free Chinese model. This is kind of not really a well-built one, because as you all can see, the latch just kind of dangles there. The tang, the handle kind of wobbles a little bit. Your build quality is not much. You got press screws here, so you don't really have the opportunity to adjust it. So once it's worn out, that's kind of it. I really call this I would almost go as far as to call this a model of a Balisong knife. It's supposed to replica, like a 1/18th scale model of a car. I kind of think of this as a 1-to-1 scale model of a Balisong, because it only looks the part and plays the part for a very limited period of time before its weak build quality comes into play. This is a rust-free. This is a note too, because I'm holding the camera with one hand. I don't really have a tripod here, so you're going to see me make most of my movements off screen, which isn't really that big of a deal because I'm new to this, so you're not really missing much. But yeah, this is a rust-free knife, and I call it a rust-free knife because even though this means stainless steel in German, apparently there is no manufacturer stamp on it. The blade is about as dull as a brick, and the metal quality here is non-existent. I use this for a couple of auto parts, not all parts, but a couple of car repairs I needed a knife for, and that pretty much dulled it in a hurry, very quick, fast, in a hurry. So not really much use, really. If you can help it, try to avoid buying one of these. If you're at like a rally or Sturgis or at a shack somewhere and you just feel like buying a Balisong for your collection just to beat on, go right ahead, but don't buy this expecting any kind of a useful knife, at least not for very long. So because of my first knife, I don't want to break it, so I kind of stopped flipping it regularly, but one I started with. So rust-free knife, about 20 bucks. Bought it at some kiosk at Sturgis this year for like maybe 15 or something. So, but I like this knife because it got me started. So, I had no idea what to look for, and that's why I'm kind of making this video. So those of you who are just surfing YouTube and wonder what's a good Balisong knife look like, well, this ain't it. We now have this one, which is another Chinese-made knife, but this one's branded Cobra USA. This one is a little bit of a higher build quality. It's chrome spectrum, although you can also get this in black too. We're gonna be about 20 bucks on bladeplay.com. Really good knife if you're just using it in everyday carry. I like it because it has the clip, so I can kind of carry this, and it looks flashy. Does it because gets the job done in terms of cutting boxes and whatever. And on top of that, if I lose this for some reason, or if it gets confiscated, I'm not gonna really freak out. At a $150 knife that got confiscated, I'd be a little peeved. So more for you in part 2.